Like you did it in 93.
You start the music.
Y'all got your idea. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hi guys, welcome to Neptuna Tarot. My name is Cassidy and I'm so grateful you clicked on today. So today we are going to be doing a very romantic reading. I don't know why I became like half British for a second, but I have these like super old kind of like dead stock Hello Kitty Valentines. So I thought, why not? Let's get them out. It says from 2012 on the box. So these are pretty old, but I'm very excited to use them. Once again, these were used I think last year as well. So I try to be on the lookout for really cute stuff for the channel. There were some other options as well, so watch out because there'll probably be another video out soon using these same, the remaining Valentine cards there. So yay! All right, let's jump right into it. So these are the options that were shuffled. Pile number 1, you shuffled Be Mine? Question mark? Pile number 2, you shuffled Best Friends. So cute. All right, and finally, last but not least, you shuffled You Are Fun, Valentine. So those are your 3 options. There will be a 30-second meditation, give you some more time with the cards here. If you are still struggling, please check out the description box down below where you can find music with the timestamps. So maybe the music will help you decide which pile is for you, as well as you can find ways to get in touch with me for personal readings. All right, if you're wanting something more specific to you, your situation, especially love readings, you know, just trying to get a sense of your person's energy, something that is not a general collective reading, something more specific to you and your situation, do not hesitate to reach out to me. All right, guys, I will see you at your pile. Bye.
Dirty laundry in my closet, they be strung out on the street, left to dry with drunk sheets and no deposit. So don't gotta worry, put my hand on your mouth, put my hands in your mouth, girl. We got friends in my house, you know the way. The way you talk, baby. It's the way you love, the way you it's the way you are, you run stop, baby. It's the way you, it's the way you.
Need one, just one, please. Thank you. Welcome, pile number 1s. You chose Be Mine? Question mark. So interestingly enough, I do feel like what's coming for you, pile number one's in love. Whenever you're watching this here, there is a strong commitment that I believe it could be possibly new, like it's a new thing, you know, with the whole Be Mine question mark. There is an energy of asking. So for some of you, you know, I want to explain the setup here. So on this side, we kind of have the immediate comings. Whoa, right? So there could be some energy there, if you know what I mean. But so this is like what's in the immediate future, and this is more so what is going to be further down the line here. So I feel like in the immediate future, the very first card that we had out was the Hierophant, which is a card about commitment. It's about tradition, marriage as well. So I just feel like I heard tying the knot. So for some of you, you could already be in a connection, a committed connection. You could already be married here to your person. For some of you, like I said, this is a new connection coming in that it's like you feel really good about. We have the other card here that came out, Only You, focused on you, observing you, watching you. There's no one like you. So very focused on each other. I think that you guys only have eyes for each other at this time. So yeah, like if there's not a commitment here, I definitely see it in the immediate future here coming in. So this connection will be solidified. This connection will be committed. I really feel like whoever you're talking to right now is only talking to you. They only really care about you. So, you know, I get a good feeling here, but we also have reflection. So dark night of the soul, dark shadow, facing inner truth, seeing true colors. All right, interesting. So immediate future, there will be reflecting. It feels more like an individual reflection. So you or your person here could be going through some kind of dark night of the soul, which if you don't really know what that means, it's just to generalize it, it's a very dark period of your time where you kind of go within and look at your shadow, assess your shadow, I guess, in a deeper sense. It's kind of sometimes like when you get triggered, I believe like with your ego, like ego deaths and such, or, you know, it's even, I feel like when we experience great losses. So, you know, one or the other of you could definitely be in this kind of energy of reflection, which I feel like we need more information here to be supported by that. The devil, interesting. All right, so in the immediate future here, I'm hearing temptation. I'm hearing there's this wonderful, amazing connection here that I feel is very much committed, solid, traditional here. But then we have this energy of, I was hearing temptation, but now I'm getting possession. Maybe there's a temptation to become very possessive in this connection because this is somebody very special to you, and you know, vice versa, your person feels the same way. So I feel like there is a shadow energy coming in that is like, you are mine, be mine. It's kind of like this energy of like, you are mine. And maybe that's even why there's this higher commitment that's coming in, like asking you to be their boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or asking you to marry them, even kind of, for some of you, it's their shadow, they're wrestling with their shadow possibly, or you're wrestling with your shadow in a sense when it comes to these ideals of marriage and things, because you're trying to make sure that you're doing it not from a place of possession and obsession and like wanting to lock this person down. It's more coming from a place of like, I love this person, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. Yeah, there's just like a very like possessive energy coming in. The devil seeing true colors. I think there's a sense of jealousy that's happening. And I think it's triggering, you know, it's like when you meet someone and it feels like it's too good to be true, you start thinking, yeah, this could possibly be too good to be true. Like, I feel like there's a sense of jealousy and like a sense of maybe even creating a false truth within your mind of like, oh, this person's cheating on me, or this person has somebody else, or I'm going to lose this person, like coming up with these false truths that are, you know, it's more driven by fear than it is love. So I feel like there's like a wrestling here in the immediate future of like having a healthy level of possession, having a healthy level of jealousy, really regulating emotions, not being tempted to like really fall into toxic patterns because of this jealousy and possession. Like I'm kind of getting like a sense of like, okay, let's say, you know, like I just said, perfect person, it's too good to be true. It's very secure and wonderful. You guys really are into each other. But then it's like that shadow energy starts coming in, the jealousy, the possessiveness, and those false truths become created. So it's like this person probably has a bunch of other people on their roster. This person probably doesn't even care about me, blah, blah, blah. It's, and it like begins to give that person an excuse to self-sabotage. So it's like, okay, they created this false truth of like there's cheating or there's mistrust or there's, you know, oh, I see your true colors kind of energy as well. But it's like it gives them like this excuse to like quote unquote cheat or like go out or like self-sabotage, right? And so like there needs to be regulation there, so like things like that don't happen, so that this jealousy, this possession doesn't create self-sabotage in a connection. I'm actually thinking, so if you watch any 90-day series or there's this one series, I believe it's The Other Way. No, I think it's Before the 90 Days. Okay, it's Before the 90 Days, and he went to go visit her in Madagascar, and she had stopped texting him for like 5 days in a row, like ghosted him, and it did create a lot of insecurity on his part. I do feel in a sense like I don't know how I would have felt in that moment either. What I would have, you know, I can't say what I would have done, but what he ended up doing is he ended up reaching out to his ex, going on this like little like, and going to visit her, going to see his ex. So in that time frame, but then she ended up reaching back out to him after like that 5 days, and now he feels really bad because you know what I mean? It's like they both did wrong here, I think, in the situation, but it's coming from that place of like, oh, I'm so like jealous and angry and upset that I'm gonna get him back, or you know, like that temptation to kind of give into like toxic behavior, self-sabotaging behaviors. So let's go ahead and look into further along the line here. We do have the Queen of Cups. So I feel this energy of I don't know, I'm kind of getting like we were just talking about, like regulation, needing to regulate these emotions, these strong emotions, because I think the fact that we have two major arcana over here in the immediate future, it really shows that this is an intense connection. This is really putting you to the test here. This is really bringing out your shadow, but it's also bringing you this like immense happiness that you're wanting to protect. And so when you're given such a miracle or a blessing or whatever you want to call it, it's just like, I think we get really triggered into a lot of like shadow energy of like, I'm not worthy, I'm possessive, I'm jealous, like I don't feel good enough, I don't deserve this, and we end up self-sabotaging. So I feel like there's this energy of regulation that's kind of being talked about at this time, because like just in order to kind of maintain this connection in a positive way, you're gonna need to release jealousy, possession on, I don't know if it's you or your person's side, but in the connection. Because I do see if that continues further in down the road, you know, there's going to be built up resentment. There's going to be built up emotions, like a lot of negative emotions that I feel like are not having the space to like be processed or expressed. And there's something about like emotional regulation, because it's like intense, very powerful, strong emotions. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think it's being discussed. I don't think like that whoever's really struggling more with the fear aspect is like, they're not checking in with their partner or communicating with their partner of like, is this true? Is this true? They're not fact checking the situation. And so it's like everything is kind of bottling up here. And I do see like the connection here. So we have pursuit, chasing, persistence, hunting down, resilient. There's definitely like this energy of like, eye is on the prize. My eye is on the prize. You know, like owls are just great, wonderful hunters, you know, nocturnal. So it's like they have that night vision and all of the good things, like extremely great hearing. And I'm even seeing like with this Hierophant card, like it feels like a target. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like the eye is on the prize here. I think you both really want this connection, but let's keep going and see what happens. 10 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. You cannot build like a healthy foundation on like all of this shadow energy. Like you cannot build it on possession and obsession and jealousy. It needs to be built on like foundations of trust and honesty, communication, powerful like partnership, you know, like we are supporting each other, we're leaning on each other, we can rely on each other. Because what this is just, it's like this energy is kind of breeding resentment, is what I'm mainly feeling, is like all this resentment of like, and it kind of feels like it's coming from a lack of self-worth too, where it's like, okay, I just don't feel good enough for this person. This person's so amazing. It's like putting this person on a pedestal. I don't deserve this person, blah, blah, blah. And it just, you end up like in this energy of like self-hatred because you never feel good enough for your partner. But you just like, maybe there's like never any discussions of like, I need more reassurance. I just need to know that like, you love me and only me, and like all the good things that we need to hear sometimes. Because I don't know, it's kind of teaching, it's also like teaching the children. There's an energy of like, if you end up having children later on down the road, it's like they're going to have this example of love that is like possessive and jealous and like toxic. It's like, what do you really want to kind of teach them? Secrets, love affair, keeping things inside, not opening up illusions. That's exactly what I just said here, was there's a bottling up of the emotions. And I do actually feel that it could eventually lead to some kind of love affair, or, you know, like a dysfunctional home. Like it feels like an unhappy, emotionally dissatisfying family home. So it's like, you know, and that typically kind of leads into like exactly what the fears were that you were, you know, so scared of. You've given these fears so much power that it ended up actually happening. You know, it's like that karmic like manifestation of like, I kind of manifested this energy because I was so scared of it. I kept giving it power. I kept giving that energy control, and I gave in to like jealousy, possession. And once again, I will say, I don't know if it's on your end or if on your person's end, where like you guys are maybe both struggling with this. One is struggling more so, but I just kind of feel like the foundation is kind of being built on this place of like, you're mine, nobody else can have you. Like it's more, it kind of feels a little objectifying, where it's like, you're an object, you're one of my toys, and I'm like, nobody else can play with you. And it's like, no, this is a fully fleshed person with emotions and like thoughts and like needs reassurance and communication, just like you. And it's just more of like a fleshing out the connection, deepening the deepening the foundation so that there is success in the future. Because I will say, with future energy can be very, very tricky with divination, because the future is always changing. Every single day, every person you know, we have free will. Yes, we have souls that I believe we kind of come into this earth with kind of like an idea, a plan of like what we want to experience, and maybe like the family we want to kind of be born into and this and that. But I think it kind of goes from there. It's like once our soul is here on earth, we are in this moment, living, breathing, making our own decisions from free will. And where was I going with that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's like, future energy. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, you know, it's like if I make a decision tomorrow that's different, like let's say you get a tarot reading, even that's how I believe a lot of future is changed, is like you're given a tarot reading, you're given an intervention, you're given some kind of communication or knowledge that allows you to make a different decision. And so it's like I could read your cards tomorrow and it's like maybe the same energy will come out, but maybe it'll be completely different. And so I don't want you to get too stuck on this future energy, like this is what is going to happen. But I feel like this is almost like a premonition, like a warning a little bit of just like, make sure you're building this foundation in a healthier space, in a more secure place, a more stable place, from a place of like love and respect and truth, versus like this energy of, it just feels like a bottle. It really feels like a bottle that's about to explode, and then there's like glass everywhere, and it's dangerous and it's scary, and it's like this can be avoided. Is really what I get the message. And also, okay, like with the bottom of the deck energy, we do have denial here, contradicting, refusal, dismissal, not facing reality. For some of you, there could even be this energy of like, yes, you could very much love this person, only have eyes for each other, be committed to this person. But if things don't work, like if things end up coming out, like maybe a devil energy comes out, something happens where it's like you are unhappy, and yeah, like there's just general unhappiness here. It's like not letting yourself be in that place of denial, allowing yourself to let things go that are not for you. I just feel like it's still so early to tell with this connection. I really do. Even if like you just got married kind of thing, it's like you just got married. So it's like, who really knows what's going to happen in the future? But I'm just feeling like trying to avoid resentment and jealousy and like talking it out. I just feel like talking it out and communication is so, so important. You know, we don't know until we know. We can't, like sometimes we just can't comfort ourselves, is like until we have that conversation. Bottom of the deck, we also have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And to me, this is also talking about patience, having more patience. I feel like for yourself, for this person. I think that's why this like dark night of the soul is here, is like really facing inner truth, going really deep within, having more patience, slowing things down in this connection, not rushing into things. Because I think right now you guys both have like goo eyes for each other. It's like, it's very much giving me like honeymoon phase. You guys are like drooling over each other, obsessed with each other, but there's an aspect of like, I don't want to lose this. I want to control the situation. I need to cling to this. I need to make sure I keep this. And it's like, slow down, cowboy. slow down. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this connection for what it's providing you, but do not let like fear control this connection. Do not let fear sabotage this connection. Slow your roll here. So we have one last message here to close the reading out. Rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. I love that too. And that's exactly what I'm kind of getting with the slowing things down. It's like, I feel like there's a sense of wanting to spend all of your time with this person. And like I said, enjoy the moment. If you guys are having the ability to spend a lot of time together in this economy, you know what I mean? Like, enjoy those moments, definitely. But make sure you are spending time with yourself, checking in with yourself, processing your own feelings. When you do get triggered with jealousy, how are you handling that? Are you processing that in any way? Are you just shoving it down? You know what I mean? It's like, really look to yourself at this time, process like individual reflection, and just getting rest, taking a break. Because I feel like this connection, it feels exciting, and like I keep describing it as like a miracle, and like, you know what I mean? It's like very much honeymoon phase of like, I'm obsessed with you, but that's kind of exhausting, you know what I mean? It's like, man, when you really like someone, it's just like, it takes a lot of your energy. And so make sure you're putting energy back into yourself. I'm gonna read from the book here. All right, kids. You are at your best when all aspects of your life are balanced. Yes. Sorry, I need to burp. Like, it's like stuck in my throat. It's so weird. And I'm also just laughing because it's like balance. Like, this whole thing is about regulation, balance, building a very, very nice foundation. So let's keep going. Love yourself and the people in your life enough to create an environment where everyone has the opportunity to take care of their needs. You are at your best and able to fully appreciate all that life offers when you are well rested. When you are under a lot of stress, your muscles respond and become tense. Be aware of what stress feels like for you and implement some relaxation techniques to keep things from escalating. Your ability to calm down and relax will improve with practice. Oh, wow, this is crazy. Your ability to calm down and relax will improve with practice. It is important to recognize and address your needs. Do not wait until you are completely depleted before you stop for rejuvenation. Make relaxation a part of your day. Give your mind and muscles a much needed rest. And so the card says, a mermaid dreams as she lies on the ocean floor and a pod of dolphins swim overhead. The pale green hue of the artwork highlights a need to take time to heal. Dolphins have an innate ability to go into beta state for rest after a long night of hunting. What is your idea of relaxing? Allow rest and relaxation to be part of your life. I love it so much. Okay, yes. And this, I think rest is such a huge key to regulation. Rest is such a huge key to balance. It's like, just imagine, I'm picturing like a toddler who has not got their rest, they haven't taken their nap, and they are like so stressed out. Have you ever seen a stressed out, tired toddler just like pulling out its own hair, crying, its face is all red? You can just tell that that baby is stressed out. Like, I just feel like spirit is looking kind of like you are their baby, and they just want to make sure that you are taking gentle, wonderful care of yourself. Do not let yourself get to that point of being so worked up, so exhausted. Because for a lot of us here, I mean, you're not babies, we're not babies. So it's like, we can take good care of ourselves. We can regulate these emotions, even if they're intense, you know, but we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. All right, that's all I have for you, pile ones. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the messages resonated with you. If they did, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye. Welcome, pile twos. You chose best friends here. All right, so what is coming in love here? For a lot of you that chose this pile, I do feel like this is like a lot of single folk who might have chose this. What I'm getting is there's an energy here of making a wish, okay? So what I kind of have the spread, you know, how I have this spread set up is this is the immediate future. This is further down the line here. So in your immediate future, the only card that we have revealed is the Nine of Cups. So with the Nine of Cups being here, it shows there's a wish fulfillment that will be occurring in the immediate future as well. So I feel like it's going to be happening pretty soon here. I feel like you've been praying, you've been hoping. I just saw Lilo from Lilo and Stitch in the scene where she is sitting at her window and she's praying and asking like, can you please just send me an angel, you know? Like the nicest angel you have. It's kind of like that energy, but I feel like it's more so like a best friend. I feel like you're not, some of you here aren't even asking the universe for a romantic connection. You're just asking for like a best friend. You're asking for somebody to kind of, I feel like, share your life with in terms of just like a day-to-day, more like regular part of your life where it's like, yeah, like just a regular part of your life where it's like, oh, we text nearly every day, we always know what's going on with each other. I don't know, there's a sense of like just wanting more community, wanting a best friend here. And I kind of feel like with this reading being what's coming in love, I do feel like you are going to find your best friend in love. Like that seems to be the wish fulfillment is what I would assume. So I kind of want to see, what should we reveal first? Let's get the tarot. Let's get the tarot here. So the Hermit, exactly. Like I was kind of getting, a lot of you here are single. A lot of you here are spending time alone. So like in your immediate future, I do see you, you know, spending some time in isolation, spending some time reflecting just on your journey thus far. And I do see you praying, communicating with the universe, speaking it into existence, where it's like, I want this kind of partner. I want a partner that is my best friend. You know, like this is what I want, Spirit. Like, can you please bring this to me? Can we please manifest this for my life? So I feel like Spirit is really strongly connected to you. I feel like you have a great intuition as well, where it's like some of you might have been feeling this energy coming in. For some of you, okay, I feel like this is a small percentage. I do kind of get this energy of this could be you praying that your partner will marry you, or pray that your partner will move in with you. Like there's kind of like a level of, for some of you, you're already in this very fulfilling connection. Like it's a wish fulfillment for you. You're already in the connection, but it's like, you know, you're kind of praying for like a higher commitment. So I do kind of feel like you're gonna get what you want here in a sense. I just heard Spirit, and you know, Spirit is so tricky like this, but it's going to happen in a way that you don't expect it. And I feel like that's also why there's so many hidden energies here, is because Spirit is really wanting you to embrace this energy of the unknown. I'm hearing Into the Unknown from Frozen, but it's like surprises. I want you to be surprised. I don't want to give it all away. You know, I feel like you have been really wishing and hoping for something that Spirit really wants to deliver to you, but it's kind of like, you know, you're kind of taking all the fun out of it because you're like very intuitive. I feel like you've been picking up this energy already. You're here in this energy where I'm, you know, Spirit is obviously allowing me to tell you these things, but it's like it kind of takes the fun out of it. Like Spirit's like, you just need to like be patient. And I find it funny because bottom of the deck you have the Seven of Pentacles energy, which pile one also had, and I was talking to them about patience, you know, taking it slow, slowing things down, you know, being very, very patient. So it's funny that that's coming through again, this underlying energy of just like having patience, kind of having trust too that the universe will deliver. You know, when you're in this energy of like waiting or isolation, it can get very lonely. It can just get very, you can become very impatient in that energy. Forbidden. Whoa. Love affair, temptations, flirting, giving into pleasure. I do feel like in your immediate future, you could be having hookups. You could be having, you know, kind of maybe secret love affairs, romantic flings. I don't know. I just kind of I just heard showmance. Like some of you are theater people and like you could be doing a show with people where you're hooking up with them or just kind of flirting, maybe just flirting, harmless flirting, but there's an energy of you being more open. I think you're trying to become more open, but there is this energy of privacy as well. So I feel like what's coming in is like you being very private about what's going on in your, I'm hearing your sex life. So it's like you just being very, very private about it. Like people don't need to know, but it's like you have this energy of seduction. You have this energy of temptation where people feel like, ooh, I want to take a bite of that apple kind of energy. So it's like, I think that at this time, people are flirting with you. There's also this element of like maybe pampering yourself, making yourself like, I'm just getting like an energy of like nails done, you smell good, like you're attracting suitors, you're attracting people, you know, you're just looking really good, new haircut, I don't know what it is, but I think you're becoming more and more open to pleasure. So yeah, you could definitely be having some hookups, but what else is coming in? Proposal. Wow. What did I say? I said for some of you, there's definitely like a leveling up in the commitment where it's like somebody's gonna finally propose, somebody's going to finally ask you to move in. I'm hearing from heated rivalry. I'm coming to the cottage, you know, it's like you finally get what you want, but we do have extreme harshness, cutting off, erratic decision. Ooh, okay, wow, that's so interesting how this all came out. But proposal, commitment, offer, asking out, taking to the next level. Oh my goodness, that is scary. I'm sorry, sometimes your intuition like scares you, you know? And I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, okay, you know, nobody will ever be able to tell me that your intuition's not a thing, you know? Anyways, I'm seeing a story here. So I feel like in your immediate future, you could be single, you could be having fun, you could be, you know, having the time of your life. But I think that you have been praying and wanting something deeper here. You've been wanting a best friend. You've just been wanting, I feel like your soulmate, you know, you've been wanting this. For some of you, you've already been married. Okay, like you've been in this connection, but part of you has been really, maybe I think you could have pulled back if you're in a marriage, or not a marriage, I'm sorry, if you're in a relationship, you could have pulled back. You could have been spending more time alone, because I feel like you could have become paranoid that this person only wants your body, or like only wants, I feel like a lustful connection. Like you kind of pulled back your energy is what I'm getting. If you're married, like if you're in a connection, if you're in a stable connection, I feel like you've been pulling back, and I feel like now it's like you've been hoping and praying and being like, if this person is really serious about us, like I feel like they will make that next commitment. They will ask me to move in. They'll ask me to marry them. So I feel like by you kind of going extreme and like kind of cutting off, and it's like this person kind of, your person might have even thought it was a little bit erratic and got really scared, but it's like it's actually leading you to this place of like proposal. But for my singles, I know this is a bit confusing going back and forth on the storylines here, but because I'm getting to, you know, if you're in a connection, if you're single, it's a little bit different. But if you're single, you've been hooking up, you've been, you know, having these secret love affairs, I feel like someone's gonna come along that is exactly what you wished for, wish fulfillment. They are going to make this some kind of proposal. I don't know what kind, you know, it could just be as simple as like a offering a commitment, right? Offering a commitment, offering to move in, offering a marriage, whatever it might be. I feel like you are going to go to this extreme of like clearing out the roster. Like you are cutting off all the hose. You are done. You are like, I have been waiting for this moment. I'm done being in my hoe phase. It's over. Like, I think you are going to say yes, no matter if you are in a commitment already or single right now at this time that you're watching it. It's like, I feel like there's going to be an offer and you are going to say yes. Okay? You are going to say yes. So that's interesting. That's your immediate future. Let's go ahead and see what's further down the line here. Okay. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. We do have Mask. Pretending, putting up a front, two-face, not genuine. So it's either, so this connection, I don't know, this reading is really keeps splitting into parts. So I feel like there's just a lot of people that might have chose this pile, and your stories all are gonna be different. So I was just like, keep that in mind when I'm channeling for a general collective. It can be hard to tap into this energy where it's like, okay, I'm kind of getting, for some of you here, this connection is not going to be what it seemed, unfortunately. I do feel like maybe that person was wearing this mask of like perfection and commitment, but it might not be true for some. But for some of you, for others, it's like, I think you might be putting on a mask. Like, I feel like there's an energy, like an addiction to spending your time alone. And it's almost like you got more comfortable being alone. You got more used to doing things your way. I'm hearing it's my way or the highway. It's like a very stubborn energy, but there's also not just a stubbornness, there's a secretiveness. And I feel like some of you, it could, maybe it's you or your partner, but I feel like it's more so you, because I feel like you used to be in this forbidden energy where it's like you kind of liked this sexy, sneaky, maybe like the forbidden fruit kind of energy. I feel like you were kind of in that phase, that phase. You were in your single era, no shame at all, but it's like, I feel like coming into this connection, you've been in this energy of like stubbornness, secretiveness, isolation. Like, I do it on my own. And so I think like shifting into maybe relationship mode is actually really hard for you. Like, it's actually going to be so much harder than you thought it was. Like, this is actually really interesting because I feel like the card we have too is like, find out what is important to those you love and act on it. It's almost like I just kind of get this energy of like, you not knowing like what to do, like there's an energy of just like hyper independence possibly, where it's like I've maybe avoidant attachment where it's just like I'm better on my own, I don't need anybody. But I feel like because you or your person are wearing a mask where it's like you are either still in this single energy where it's like kind of hard to shift. It's hard to take off that mask. It's hard to be vulnerable and open up and be honest about everything, about all your secrets, all your dirty habits, all of, it's like it's hard to open up to people. But at the same time, that is what intimacy requires. It requires vulnerability. And so I feel like this is kind of maybe you running into a fear of intimacy. You kind of running into these fears of like, if I'm my true and authentic self, if I am truthful and honest, this person will reject me. This person will not love me. Because I just kind of get the sense that this person feels like a wish fulfillment. And so in your eyes, you're looking at this person as perfect. But just keep in mind, nobody is perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody shits, everybody farts, everybody burps. You know what I mean? It's like, get over it. It's like, we are not perfect. We're not dolls. We're not machines. And I think that you need to kind of get over that. I don't know how else to say it. It's like you kind of need to let them take the mask off. Take the mask off. If there's any chance for this to develop into what you are actually dreaming of, I think you're dreaming of best friend lover situation. Like my lover is my best friend. I think that's what you want here, and you're never going to be able to accomplish that if you are still putting up a front, if you're not being genuine, if you're not allowing yourself to go deeper, be vulnerable. But for some of you, this could be your person, where it's like you thought that this person was like really ready and offering you these things, but it's like, come to find out it was actually like, it actually was leading to more trouble, and like this person might not be genuine. So for some of you, we're going to kind of get some more supporting information here to see. 6 of Pentacles. Yep. There's an unequal give and take, and I feel like emotionally somebody is opening up more and the other person is being stubborn, being avoidant, lacking that openness to really say how they feel, to express themselves. It's not fair, it's not equal. And so because of that inequality, it's going to lead to trouble. The 6 of Swords in reverse is a card that talks about heading towards trouble. Whereas you could go towards peace. So it's almost like, I feel like there's an energy of frustration I keep channeling. I'm sorry if you can kind of feel it in my tone and my voice. I love you guys so much, but I feel this element of frustration. Maybe it's your guys, maybe it's the partner, maybe it's you to your partner. But it's like this element of like, why are you making this harder than it needs to be? And it's because somebody does not want to fully give themselves foresight. It's in the future, few days to weeks, months ahead, direction forward. Thank you, Spirit. Yes, I understand. This is what's to come. This is literally the topic of this side of cards is what's to come. Thank you. Okay, yeah, there's an element of like, okay, Spirit, let me stop being a smartass, right? Spirit's trying to say here is like, we're trying to give you the foresight because we don't want to see you, for those of you where it's like you are the problem, you're keeping on the mask, you're not being equal in the connection. If it's you, it's like, even if it's not you, even if it's the other person that's like being shitty and shady, it's like, either way, they're trying to provide you some foresight into this. They're trying to give you a little glimpse here into the future. Like I said, I feel like they do want to bring you really wonderful surprises, but at the same time, they're trying to maybe give you a warning either about yourself or this person. And I feel like it's really up to you and your intuition. If you know that this is your energy being avoidant, and you're gonna have a hard time opening up and taking that mask off, just take the accountability, take the foresight of like, yeah, I'm going to lead a connection that I've always wanted, I've always dreamed of. I'm going to lead it straight into trouble because of my inability to open up and give equally. It's like Spirit wants you to be aware of this. They want to like be able to call you out on it because they don't want you to go into this and be like, yeah, I had a lack of foresight. No, you didn't. They told you this is what would happen. But if it's the person, it's like they're kind of wanting you to like slow down. Once again, we have that 7 of Pentacles at the bottom. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the secure attachment, right? So it's almost like if somebody's coming in love bombing you, like offering all these commitments and things, it's like maybe take it slow, especially if this is somebody that you don't really know, because there's like an extremity here with it, like harshness, cutting off, erratic decision. It's gonna feel kind of sudden, and for some of you it's like it's gonna feel right. It's gonna be like, this is the perfect time, this is exactly what I need, but it's almost like you needing to get over your own demons. But if it's the other person, it's almost like being able to recognize those red flags and be like, man, this person's kind of going all in when they don't even know me very well, or like, do I know them very well? Like, do you know that this person will give an equal share in a connection? Like, do you even know them to that degree to be able to tell? So bottom of the deck, yeah, we have deja vu. There's history happened in the past, repeated patterns. For some of you, you have done this before, and I hate to say it like that. I feel like I'm being really like stern on you, and I love you. I keep wanting to be like, I love you guys. But there's like this energy of like, you will keep repeating this lesson until you learn it. You know, spirit, it's almost like spirits keep like wanting to keep bringing in these people that are like perfect for you, like a wish fulfillment, that it's like somebody that you could truly build with and like be like, they could be your best friend. They're gonna keep bringing you these perfect people, and I feel like they're gonna keep watching you just fumble these connections until you finally allow yourself to open up, be vulnerable, create intimacy with another, share yourself fully. There's an energy of like keeping yourself hidden, keeping yourself tucked away, you know, trying to hide your true self. And it's like, if you want that best friend level, you have to share things about yourself. For those of you where you more resonate with like the other person is being shady, the partner is going to end up being shady. It's like, if you know that you don't have a fear of intimacy, you know that you can open up very easily. This could be the person is like, they end up not really opening up all the way. They end up not showing up in the connection. They end up kind of not being genuine. And maybe it's like a deja vu of like, why do I keep picking the same kind of partners? You know, why do I keep picking these partners that love bomb me really strong in the beginning, but then they end up falling so short later on? Like, there's a deja vu factor where it's like trying to, what keeps repeating? What keeps repeating here? Something keeps repeating, and it's either you or the kind of people that you pick. You know what I mean? And both of those things, it's requiring you to take some accountability, unfortunately. Like, I know it's not fun. I know it's, you know, it's hard to look at ourselves, and it's hard to change, especially when our attachments were formed as ways of protection. You know, we felt safer either attaching in an avoidant way or an anxious way, or, you know, or both, or whatever. You know, we form those attachments as a way of protection. So just have compassion for yourself. Don't be hard on yourself in this process, but recognize that secure attachment is possible. You can form those connections, but it's just going to take work. It's going to take hard work. And I find it funny because whenever I shuffled, I picked up the deck and I accidentally left this card sitting over here just by itself. And it's the Eight of Pentacles, which is the hard work card. And I feel like that's what this has all been leading into. It's like, this is the very last card that I saw. Is like, I was like, oh, I accidentally left this over here, you know? And I was like, okay, this is going to be part of the reading. I don't know how, but we're going to get there, you know? And I just feel like, do not be afraid of the hard work. Do not be afraid to keep showing up. There's a showing up consistently, not being afraid to put in an equal amount of effort and time and energy, like giving yourself fully, committing to something and working hard to see it through. So we have demonstrate love. We're going to close out the reading here. Oh, wow. This is one of the second to last cards in the deck. All right. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. It says, people often give clues about what is important to them. You can show your affection by someone or for someone by listening when they have a lot to say, going for a walk with them, helping them with chores, planning a vacation together. Paying attention to what others are telling you can help you understand how to love them better. Create time for someone in your life, no matter what you have in your schedule. Wow. Yep. That's it. I feel like that's exactly the energy I was feeling. Because I was like, with the avoidance, it's like I'm getting excuses where it's like, well, I don't have any time. I don't have the energy, the time. Oh, like it's excuses. Like if you want to show up to something, you will show up. No excuses. If you want something to work, you have to show up. You have to put in energy to something. No excuses. So I'm going to be strict on that. I love you. So yeah, create time for someone in your life, no matter what you have in your schedule. Make finding moments for those you love a priority. Those who love you understand you're busy, so when you change your day for someone, it does not go unnoticed. There are so many ways to show someone you are thinking of them. Send flowers, an email, text, or make a phone call. Preparing the favorite meal for someone or running an errand to alleviate stress are simple ways of showing your love. An angel adorned with flowers has scenes of kindness and love depicted in her wings. This is a gentle reminder of the ways you can show love to those around you. The angel has a hibiscus flower in her hair. It is time for a clear demonstration of happiness and delight. Sometimes you need to do a little bit more to express love to those around you. So I love this message. I think it's absolutely perfect for what we've been talking about. And I think this is also like, for those of you that resonate more so with it's like your person is being shady, your person's wearing the mask. I think you need to set a standard for yourself of like, I only accept a love that shows up for me, that demonstrates love to me. Like I refuse to kind of accept the bare minimum. I refuse to like choose a partner that's not going to show up equally to me. But going back to the main one, the main energy I was getting for the reading of like, you know, making time for another person. Like we all have 24 hours in our day, and it's all about what you choose to fill that day with. And like it says, like people cherish that. It's like, you made time for me. I know that you're a busy person and you made time for me. Like that means a lot. But what I'm also kind of getting from as I was reading this message is like this energy of like, you might be scared of happiness. Like I feel like there's a true potential for happiness here. Like if it's not if it's not your person that's wearing the mask, it's like I think there's a true possibility for change. And like even if your person is wearing a mask, it's like you're gonna find somebody else. But it's like, it's just like I'm kind of getting a fear of happiness here, where it's like maybe you feel like you don't deserve it. Maybe you feel like it's just impossible. Like it's maybe like a pessimism of like it's not real. But I just feel like Spirit is trying so hard to bring you this happy surprise, and they just don't want to see you kind of throw it away. Like they want you to have this foresight here to be able to really cherish this once it comes to you. So I'm going to leave it at that. Pile number 2. This was really fun. This was, I think, one of my favorite readings I've done in a while, where it's just, I really just loved how everything was coming out. I really hope the messages resonated with you. I know there was a little bit of like 2-story energy going on, but thank you for your patience with that. I hope that you were able to, you know, get the messages that you needed. I hope they were helpful. If they were, give me a like, comment, subscribe, show some love to the channel here. Till next time, I am sending you love, light, protection, blessings. See ya! Welcome, pile number 3s. You chose You Are Fun, Valentine. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. This is a tough one. Okay, it's not horrible. It's not. I will say there's love here, right? We have the love card. So the way that this reading is broken down is this side is the immediate future. This side is further down the line. Okay. So what I'm seeing is, for a lot of you in the immediate future, there could have been a breakup. There could have even been, it's not really relating to love, but it's like there feels like an ending, some kind of ending. So it's like it could be that you broke up recently with somebody. It could be that there's an element of like you quitting a job. Some of you could have been sick of like a job and you finally like quit. You really hated it. There's an element here of especially finally like breaking up from a toxic relationship. It's like finally releasing the burden. It's like I feel like a lot of you here were carrying such a weight, a burden, baggage. Like you were carrying so much baggage, and I feel like you were entering this time of your life in your immediate future where you are going to be like hot tamales is what I just heard. It's like I think you're going to be focused on having fun. It's like you have carried this weight for so long. You've carried this burden of like responsibilities of just like having to carry a lot of responsibilities and weight on your back. It's like you finally kind of are able to have some fun. It's like I think that you really value fun because of how hard you have worked in your lifetime, where it's like you have worked hard, so you play really, really hard too. So there's an element though of kind of releasing more of that work hard energy though. It's like I think you're kind of reaching a point where you're like, why do I work so hard, I guess? Because some of you, it's like it's not making you happy, it's just making you stressed, it's making you really burdened. I feel like there's an energy of like I have to find another way. There has to be another way. So I feel like whether this is like emotional baggage or just like a job that you've released, it's like there's an element of trying to figure out another way of like looking for signs, synchronicities, kind of looking for spirits like advice here of like how to move forward after, I feel like after a loss, after some kind of, I don't want to say even a loss, I kind of want to call it a release. It's like after a release, after you finally cleared something out of your life that I feel like needed to kind of go, it was just causing more stress than anything. Like you're learning how to release that at this time in the immediate future, and I think that you're becoming more open to spirit and to like spirituality possibly, where you're like there's a releasing to the attachment of the physical realm. So like materialism, like maybe you're becoming less materialistic in a sense of like, is it worth it if like I have luxury brand items but I like don't have enough time to like even enjoy them kind of energy, you know? It's like I'm working so hard and I just feel like you're not getting a lot of reward back for whatever you're working so hard in. And I feel like for some of you this was a connection, like I said, a breakup. So it's like you put a lot of effort in, you put a lot of energy and time, you were carrying so much burden and responsibility in the relationship that you finally were like, enough is enough. You reached a breaking point. You're like, I need to release this. So I feel like because you have released this, I do see a love coming in, and it does feel like it's in the immediate future. So I feel like for some of you, you're going to move on very quickly. Okay. Well, and I feel like it's because you're in an energy of like lightheartedness. I don't think that you are going out and looking for somebody to marry. You know, I don't think that you're out there like, where's my husband? I think that you're more so out there trying to have fun. You know, it's like you are just trying to live your best life, and I feel like it's just going to happen on accident. I think that before you know it, you're just gonna catch feelings for somebody. And it's like, I think it will catch you off guard. I do get a sense with bottled up is like you're still gonna be really struggling with what you have released, like still processing this release, processing maybe these changes that are needing to happen now that you have released something. And I do feel like you might be kind of keeping it from this person, this new person that's coming in. And just to read the messages on the card here, so it says like meanings, repeated numbers, synchronicities. Like I do feel like, you know, you have been looking out for signs here of kind of how to move forward. We have love, so unconditional compassion, genuine union. And I really feel like this is coming at a time when it's like you are learning how to unconditionally love yourself. You're learning how to have more compassion for yourself and your journey. And because of that, it's like you've released these burdens. You're like, I shouldn't have to carry this. Like I have compassion for myself enough to know that nobody should have to like carry all of this on their own. So it's like as soon as you release it, it's like boom, Spirit's like, here you go. Here you go. Here's somebody that is also ready to love you unconditionally, that also has a lot of compassion for you. So I don't know if like there's going to be a lot of like commitment right off the bat, but there's going to be like this feeling of love right away. I feel like where it's like an instant energy of just like, damn, like I really like your energy. I really love what you stand for, what you believe in. I love how you look. Like there's going to just be a lot of attraction and like-mindedness is what I'm getting. But once again, bottled illusions, keeping things inside, not opening up, deception. So I feel like you're gonna feel a little bit guilty, like you're hiding something from this person, because it's like you're going through a lot, but you just don't really want to like dump it on this person. You know what I mean? It's like you don't really want them to have to carry this stress either. Like I feel like you're just trying to avoid like trauma dumping, or you know, like you're trying to avoid making it very, very heavy, because I think once again you're very focused on fun. 3 of Swords. Yep, you're healing. You are in an energy of trying to bounce back, like after a loss. Like I'm telling you, it's like there was heartbreak, there could have been betrayal. I'm really getting like a toxic connection that you are possibly escaping, where it's like, okay, this was heavy, this was so heavy, this was so painful, and it's like you're trying to kind of hide the fact that you just experienced all of this. I want to say the T word, TRAUMAA, or not AA. Some of you might need to go to AA, right? Because some of you, it's like you're leaning into fun, so it's like some of you could need to watch out for addiction. So maybe there is an element of AA there, but I'm specifically just getting heartache. You know, it's like in your immediate future, you are healing from heartache, you are releasing burdens, you're looking for the signs. I think that you will be meeting somebody that you have an instant connection with, but you're still going to be struggling to open up and talk about your past and what you have been working on, what you've been healing, what you've been releasing. It's almost like it's easier to just kind of like, keep it light and keep it fun. I was gonna say it's not like you don't want to tell them, because I'm kind of picking up on a guilt of like, I feel like I should tell them. Like I feel like I should tell them what I'm going through. Sorry guys, I have to readjust. But it's like I just think you don't know how. Like you don't know where to start. You don't know what's appropriate so soon. There's an element of just like really kind of stressing out, because it's like I think that you don't want to come across as deceptive, where it's like I hid all of this information about me from you. It's like that element of like, I feel like you don't want to hear, why didn't you tell me? Like there's an energy like you just don't want to hear that of like, well, why didn't you tell me? It's like they want like, or you want to be open, but it's like this, I think you're still processing. It's like, it just feels like everything's happening really quickly. So I think it is smart of you to keep things light. You know, I do think it is smart of you. Like, I don't think anybody wants to be kind of overloaded when they first meet somebody of like all of their past BS, you know, especially with like a past partner. Like, let's say a past partner was really toxic. It's like, you know, there's an element of like, thank you for telling me, but it's like, I'm not that person. And I don't know, because some people are just so different, where it's like, there's some people, they want to know everything about your past, and there's other people where it's like, I don't really need to know that. So it's just going to depend on your person. But I feel like there's stress here of like feeling like you're not being upfront. So further down the line, I see you kind of letting go of control. You're just like, I think that you were kind of freaking out over here because you're trying to maybe control a situation of like how this person sees you, what you're going through at the right time, like the timing, control the timing of everything. And I feel like you're just eventually going to let your emotions flow. You know, it's like we have this bottled up where there's like a waterfall in the back. And then boom, it's like whoosh, like all the water comes in, like waves in and out, crashing. We do have unpredictable here. You know, it's interesting because it's like, I keep saying like a loss, like maybe it was a loss or like a release, but it also kind of feels like grief, you know? It also feels a little bit like grief. So it's like, it can be, grief is very, very unpredictable, where it's like, it can just hit you out of nowhere. And suddenly you're crying, you know, at the half price books, you know? And it's like, why? Because you have specific memories with a person there. You know what I mean? It's like grief can just take you like that. So I kind of feel like you are like allowing your emotions to come out. You're not really trying to control how you're being perceived by this person anymore. Like, I see you becoming more and more open. I do kind of get a sense where it's like you told them. I feel like by the future, it's like, you know, this is the immediate future. I feel like you haven't really told them everything, but I really kind of feel like in the future, you've already kind of, it's like, I'm kind of picturing like a drunken night. It's like you get drunk and you just kind of tell them everything. You just told them everything. And it's like the alcohol maybe made it a bit easier for them to take, whatever it might be. Because I feel like there's like big bombs. Like there's like really horrible things that I think possibly you experienced in this past connection. Like it feels awful, the energy. So I don't want to go there because I want to keep this fluffy and fun, and I feel like that's exactly what this connection is supposed to be doing in this time, is like bringing you back to life, bringing you back into a fun, happy energy. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have fun. You deserve to have a safe space as well to express your emotions. Like, that's what I'm getting, is like this person feels really safe, where they really just let you kind of be unpredictable, you know, and not in like a toxic way, but in like I just described, like that grief is like, oh, you just started crying because we're watching a movie that reminds you of something, or it's like it just triggered this, or, you know, it's like your partner recognizing that you will get triggered at times that they don't expect. And it's like, I just feel like this partner is very receptive. I was actually kind of getting, when we started talking about the water, it's like the waterfalls, but then there's this energy of like, this person makes you so calm, like these calm waters here in the back. It's like this person makes you relax. I just feel like you feel safe. Like it's really like the flowers after the storm. Two of Swords. This talks about a choice, so I feel like you're having to make a choice of like, I'm either going to open up to this person or I'm not. And we all know that like a love or real intimacy can't really thrive until we open up. And so I like I said, I feel like you are going to choose to let go of control with the Emperor in reverse. You're going to choose to just release and like be present with your emotions. But I just feel like you really do struggle to get there. Like it could even take all the way into the future where it's just like you're still working on this further down the line, where it's like you still hesitate to kind of maybe talk about certain experiences. What else? Clown. Degrading appearances, shame, humiliation. I really don't like this. Because it kind of gives me like, I think that you have fear that this partner is going to like make fun of you, or like make you feel like, I feel like it could have even been this past partner that you released. They could have really like degraded you. They could have humiliated you. They could have really just like was very antagonistic to you. And I think that you still get very nervous before you open up, because it's like you don't know if it will be received in that way, where it's like, will this be used against me? Are you gonna like, you know, share my secrets and like humiliate me? Are you, you know? And it's like, that's also where this Emperor's coming in, where it's like, I think you've just finally released control. You're like, I can't control how you perceive me. I can't control if you do end up treating me wrongly, you know, like that is, it's a reflection of you, it's not a reflection of me. And I know, it's almost like this energy of like, I know what to do now. I know that I can walk away. I know that I can choose myself, even if it's really extremely painful. But it's like, I just see you kind of it's so weird that it's like you're releasing control, but it's almost like in releasing control, you're taking back control of your life. It's such a weird paradigm, or I don't know how to explain that. Paradox is what I was looking for, where it's like you're kind of surrendering, you know, you're surrendering, and in doing so, in surrendering, it's almost like you've been given more power, you've been given more control of, like, I think how you respond to situations. Oh man, it just hurts, because I feel like this Two of Swords and the Clown energy, it just feels like you still have a really hard time feeling safe, even in the future. It's like you're being more open and you're working on it, and it's this beautiful energy of like transmuting that really... Damn, sorry, I'm like wanting to cry all of a sudden. Transmuting all of this pain into power. And also like not being afraid of your emotions, like not judging your emotions, like having more compassion for yourself, for your experience. Oh, wow. Bottom of the deck, we have Judgment, which makes a lot of sense. It's like, I think you're finally learning to listen to what your judgment of a situation is versus like what other people tell you you are, or what other people tell you the situation is. Like, you're able to come to your own conclusions based on your knowledge, your experience, and that's where you can let go of control, because it's like you've gained back a sense of trust in yourself. Wow, this got deep, you know? I feel like your energy was really trying to keep this light and fluffy and fun, but I feel like this is getting deep, where it's like you have truly freed your soul from a lot of heaviness, you know? And it's like, and I think you will continue to do so as the more and more you process and release this pain. Bottom of the deck, we do have Dismiss. Okay, disregard, ignore, look the other way, leaving behind. Yeah, you know how to dismiss situations now. You know how to make, I love that it's both bottom of the decks, because like, you know how to make that judgment call of like, I will leave this behind. I will disregard this. I will choose that this is not for me. This is not my path. it's almost like now that you've already learned how to release, you've already learned how to walk away, you've learned how to heal, you've also discovered that there's wonderful new beginnings that can happen at any moment. So it's like you've just entered, I'm hearing you've entered flow state. You know, not to speak in brain rot, but you've entered flow state. I love to see it. I'm really proud of you. This is not easy. Like, you went from bottled up to emotions. Like, that's powerful. You let these emotions flow. You're not repressing them. We have receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is the way to show love. So it says, being courteous when someone gives you something is simple consideration. The angels encourage you to graciously receive as an act of kindness. Allow someone to express love by accepting what they want to do for or give to you. Being appreciative expresses your feelings through action. Extend your gratitude by saying a heartfelt thank you to those who take the time to help you. Showing appreciation is good manners. It demonstrates your respect for someone's time, knowledge, energy, or assistance, and that you truly realize what has been given to you. Open gratitude connects you to the giver in a deeper way. A sincere appreciation of people and their role in your life creates a mutual connection. A nature sprite gently catches a snowflake in her hand. Snowflakes reflect a need for gentleness. You might interpret a snowflake as a message from heaven. The doves around the sprite's head are confirmation that your feelings and intuition are connected to the divine guidance. You can expand this guidance by willingly expressing your appreciation. This is a signal that you are open to receiving further guidance. Once you do this, your blessings will be limitless. And I love that it mentioned that at the end, where it was like, you know, you can also practice this like gratitude or like this this appreciation with spirit, you know. And spirit is also that energy of like, when you connect with the giver often like wants to give more, like wants to, you know, give you what you need. And I feel like that's the signs energy that came out, I think is pretty accurate of like you being open to receiving from the universe here. That's so interesting, because I feel like there's an element of like maybe struggling to receive. So like, let's say this new partner comes in, they really like you, you guys are having a lot of fun, and then they start like getting you presents and getting you gifts, but I think it might stress you out if you are not ready for a commitment, or like you're just struggling to kind of still release this past energy, you know. It's like you could really struggle to receive because you're not sure what it means, or, you know. But I feel like just take it as like a sign of someone cares, you know. It doesn't have to be so crazy of like, we're getting married tomorrow. You know, relax. If I accept this gift, you know, it doesn't mean that I signed a contract. That's all I'm getting for you guys. I kind of want to pull one more here. Last message, Spirit. Do you have another message for my pile threes? Freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. I feel like that's what this has been really teaching you, is like how to reclaim your freedom back. It's like, I feel like you felt very trapped and burdened, and it's like you finally are releasing, and it's like you realize that nothing is actually stopping you. Nothing is actually in your way. It's just like you have to be willing to release. You have to be willing to let go. You know, you have to be willing to close that door and go into another door. Only time will tell. It's also taking a chance, taking a bit of a risk here to like see how things pan out. That's what I'm getting for you, pile number threes. I hope that this helped you in some way. I hope it resonated. If it did, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, I'm sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye, y'all. Welcome to the bonus pile, number 4s. I love you so much. If you ever choose a pile 4, thank you so much for coming to the bonus pile. These can be kind of a mess sometimes. These are where I try to just have a little bit more fun with it. So if you don't know, I also pull these cards as messages for myself and the collective. So this is my pile as well as yours if you're here. So I'm really hoping the messages resonate for both of us. Already based on what I can see, it seems really interesting. It does seem really accurate for what I'm going through. There is a lot of hidden energy, so we'll have to just see what's coming through. But the way I have it broken down, if you didn't watch another pile, is this is the immediate future and this is further down the line here. So like a little bit in the future, you know. I'm not really gonna put a time frame on it, but it's further down the line, right? So immediate future, further down the line. And we did shuffle a little Valentine card here, so we got the hello friend. I feel like a softness from that. I feel like a kinship, friendship energy. So I do feel like for most of you here that chose this pile, there is single energy. We are in our single era, especially with this 4 of Swords that came out. This is the only energy that we're able to see in the immediate future. And this is all about rest. This is all about recharging. It's all about kind of being a bit exhausted and just really needing to gather our thoughts, reconnect with this energy of relaxation. So with this imagery as well, I just kind of get, there is a sense of like coldness, isolation, like just kind of feeling cold, kind of feeling alone here, kind of feeling, you know, there's roses everywhere and all of the petals are like falling off. So I kind of feel like there's an energy of maybe even like hopeless romantic, kind of needing a break or feeling kind of cold. It's like, oh, like hopeless romantic with the rose, right? The rose representing hopeless romantic energy. And then on the ice, it's like, these roses cannot like thrive in this environment. These roses cannot grow in this environment. So it's almost this element of like this hopeless romantic energy kind of dying or like becoming colder. So that's what I'm seeing in the immediate future. Oh, 10 of Wands. So just now we were talking about pile 3, and pile 3 also had the 10 of Wands, and this talks about releasing burdens, you know, letting go of things that you could have been carrying, responsibilities, just day-to-day activities, you know, or like things that you were doing on a regular basis that it's like you can delegate. Other people can also put in their effort and time to do these things. You don't have to do everything on your own. So there is an element of like what's coming in the immediate future is like, I just see you resting. I just see you releasing so much. And like, I just kind of get like this energy of like, not my circus, not my monkeys. And with that saying, it's kind of like, this isn't my chaos. Like, this is not my responsibility. Like, I don't have to control this circus. I'm not the ringleader. I'm not in charge here. I think it's almost like just taking responsibility for yourself, and that's it. And just kind of releasing all the other burdens of like, outside of me, you know, I don't need to constantly like corral chaos or fix other people's problems or take on responsibilities that are just simply not mine. Like, I just see you truly focus on self. And I think that's why there's more of an energy of like focusing on friendships more so than romantic connections, because you are in this very powerful energy of like self-love and self-protection. Also healing, just a lot of healing, because it's like releasing and resting. So it's like you're definitely healing in this process. We do have lust. Can I show this? Hold on. I think we might need to get a little cinnamon roll. so I don't know if that'll cover him up, but okay. So lust, forbidden fruit, non-committal sexual energy, tragedy. So there's an energy of like, I think that you have possibly experienced some tragedy here, that I think that could be also what you're releasing. You're letting go of baggage. And because you are in this energy of more so focused on yourself, just healing yourself, I just think that you are not in a space to develop like a deeper romantic connection at this time. Like you're not in a place where it would be received in a healthy way. Like I think that you could still be defensive or still be healing. You could also just be so focused on yourself right now that you just don't have the energy to give to another person, you know, to pour into another person. It's like you really have to just take care of yourself right now. Like that's maybe all you can handle, but there is an element of like still having sexual needs, still having these needs of like, you know, I got to fulfill those needs somehow. So there's an element of like hookups in the immediate future. There's an element of just like non-committed relations. So let's go ahead and see what else we got. I'm scared. Decision and clown. Oh my god, this just came out for pile 3. So there could definitely be messages in pile 3 for you. But we have decision, wrong reasons, contemplating, stay or leave, uncertain. We also have degrading appearances, shame, humiliation. I think that you could be working through this decision, okay? Because what I'm seeing is like someone made a decision to leave. Someone made a decision to release burdens. And I feel like specifically in a love connection, right? And we're talking about love. This is a love reading. So it's like, the burden that you could have released definitely could have been a past relationship, and it's like you had to make this decision. And I feel like you have been really filled with a lot of doubt of this decision. Like, did I make the right decision? Like, did I like, should I stay, should I leave? There's an energy of going back and forth and not being so sure of yourself about this decision. There's an element of maybe clinging to the past, you know, and just like being uncertain here. Like you're still in that energy of contemplation of like, but I feel like you already made the decision. Like the decision has been made. And I think that's why you're in this energy of 4 of Swords, because it's like you're resting, you're healing. But it's because I think your mind has been going on autopilot, where it's just like going constantly. Your mind is just spinning here about, did I make the right decision? You know, and I feel like there's an element of shame here where it's like you could feel ashamed of like walking away. And it could even be like there's an element of like maybe this past person wanting you to feel like a clown, wanting you to feel ashamed for walking away from them. You know, it's giving me that energy of like, you know, when you break up or something, it's like in movies and stuff, and they're like, I'm the best you are ever gonna have, like you'll regret the day that you left me, you know, you should be ashamed of yourself for like leaving me, like I'm the best, like, you know, it's just like that energy of like, I think that a lot of people try to put like negativity into your head about your decision. Like I feel like you get a lot of mixed comments and responses when it's like you tell people that you broke up, or you tell people that you left someone, or like you are taking a break. It could even be you're trying to take a break here, because we have the 4 of Swords, and that's just break energy. But so I get a feeling of like you know, you struggling with just like shame, you know, maybe even worried that people are like looking at you as stupid, looking at you as like you this is humiliating for you in a way. But I don't know, I just feel like these energies are very clouded it feels clouded. I don't know how else to say it, but it's like it feels very clouded, where it's like it kind of feels like that's where your mind is, where it's like you kind of play with a lot of these thoughts, like a lot of these ideas come into your head, but it's like you kind of sit with them and sift through them, but it's like they don't actually solidify in your mind. It's like you're kind of trying to decide, like, what do you believe? Did I make the right choice? Like, you're trying to make those decisions on your own. That's why it's like these thoughts are coming through as so cloudy. It like, it doesn't even feel like your own. And that's why I'm kind of getting that energy of like, it could be this person putting these thoughts into your head. It could be, I'm kind of also getting like their support system. So their friends, their family, trying to make you feel bad for your decision, you know? So we have the 7 of Wands. So in the future here, further down the line, I do see you kind of defensive, and I do see you in an energy of lust still. Like, I have to say, it just kind of feels like, I'm also kind of getting, I know this is my pile, but I have to say it, guys, it's a message, it comes through. I feel like there's an energy of like fighting them off with a stick. So you could be fighting people off. Like, you could have a lot of options. You could have a lot of people coming at you in a romantic sense. But I feel like you could just be keeping it very shallow. Like, I just kind of feel like sexual energies. Like, I'm just kind of getting hookups. So, but there's a defensiveness. Like, you still have your guard up. With this King of Swords, I do get, once again, it's like you became colder. Like, you definitely became less of a hopeless romantic. Like, you became, oh my God, is he wearing like roses? Oh, I thought he was wearing roses around his neck, but they're like stones. They're like little crystals, it looks like. But yeah, and see, it's like there's no, I don't see roses anywhere now. You know, it's like there were roses in the past, but it's like I feel like you are kind of looking at connections through this lens of logic more so than emotion. I think that you've become a lot less emotionally driven, a lot more following your head, not your heart. Like, I think that you just, I don't know why I'm kind of getting you reached a cap. You reached a cap where it's like you could have been put through so much bullshit with the 10 of Wands here, where it's like by the time you finally threw all of it off your back, you're done. You know what I mean? It's like, I just think that you are in this energy of like feeling like you're better off single, you're better off alone right now. I feel like you could have a lot of options, but I don't know if any of these options are viable, because there's a lot of like lustful energy surrounding it, as well as we have this party energy. So having fun, clubbing, risky fun with friends, you know, once again, there's that friendship energy. It's like you're making a lot of friends right now, but I just feel like, you know, these aren't people that you want to settle down with. These are not people that you know, that you trust to open up emotionally. Because I think that in order for you to actually really get to an open emotional space, it's gonna take a lot more than it used to. Like, I don't know, I kind of get this, like, in the past you could have romanticized a lot of things, but I just kind of feel like you have shifted completely. I just, it comes from a place of pain. It does, because it's swords energy. It's like your outlook, your mental outlook on romantic connections has completely changed, I think, because of these burdens that you have experienced. And I feel like you would rather keep it light, you would rather keep it sexy and flirty and, you know, non-committed, than actually open your heart to something. So love affair, temptations, flirting, giving into pleasure. Yeah, it's like I don't really see a huge difference. If anything, it looks almost the same. It looks like I do see, okay, I will say that I see less like shame. It's like, I think because it's more so in the future, the decision has been made, honey. You know what I mean? Like, the decision was made. And so, you know what I mean? It's like that decision was made. So it's like, I think in the future, you're not so obsessive or like thinking about this decision back and forth, because it's like you're already so deep into the decision. Like, you can't go back in time. You can't change things. It is what it is kind of energy. So there is levels of more acceptance in the future where it's like, okay, I left this behind, I'm moving forward, but I just see that you're still in that same energy of like partying, sexual hookups. There's an element of coldness. But at the bottom of the deck, look at the hidden energy that we do have. We have the Empress. I think it's gonna take someone really, really special to like reconnect you with this energy of like wanting to create with another person. Because there is an element of pregnancy, creation, you know, building something with another person, creation with another person. It's like, in order for you to be in this energy of like feeling receptive, feeling safe, feeling powerful and like praised and you know, truly loved by your person, that's what it would take. Like, it would just take a lot that I feel like you haven't been given. I think that you have been treated, honestly, I think you've been treated pretty bad. Like, because it's like, you know how it's kind of like that thing where it's like, if you were to put somebody in, it's all about environment shaping you. So it's like kind of energy, or maybe not environment, but people, like your relationships with people. It's like, okay, this would be you if you had experienced like healthier, safer connections, but this is because you have not experienced that, it's put you in this energy. Like, you kind of are reacting to what you have been presented with. So it's like you kind of are cold and detached and more logical, head over heart, because of what you've experienced. But I think that, you know, I think that if someone were to come along and really earn your trust and give you that safe space, I think that you could easily reconnect with this energy of like softness, warmth, expression, creativity. Bottom of the deck, we have coffee date. So yeah, I think it's going to take a while, but I think you're going to start dating again. I think that you're going to hook up for quite a while, I will say, like into the future. Into the future here, you will be kind of staying in that energy, but I think it's going to eventually get to a point where it's like, okay, I think I want to start actually dating here. So we have meeting up, planning, discussions, dating multiple people. Once again, keeping your options open, no shame in the game. You're single as a Pringle. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. For the last message, we have choose love. And that's the thing, is like Spirit doesn't want you to like become this hard, cold, detached person, but they understand if you need to kind of embody this energy for a while, especially if you haven't encountered anybody that's brought this Empress energy out. You know, it's like, well, I'm not going to just show up in Empress energy and give you my Empress energy unless I feel safe. Like, what the hell? So it's like, I feel like people could be perceiving you as unhappy or perceiving you as like, you know, in a lot of pain, and like you could be in pain, but I just feel like you're not as like, it's kind of like that romantic obsession that I think people tend to have because of how it's presented in media. You know, I think that it's presented as just something that everyone should have all the time, and it's just, that's so unreasonable. You know, I think that's truly unreasonable, and I think it's such a disrespect to ourselves. Like, we should definitely spend more time with ourselves and know who we are, you know, process our own feelings independently, know how to be able to do that even within a relationship. So Okay, let me shut up and read the last message to close out the reading here. You are constantly making choices. Interesting, we have decision. When you choose love, negative feelings have no place in your heart. Telling and retelling a negative situation will not heal it. Surround the situation in love. Choose to see your responsibility and focus on love. This card relates to your perception of your world. Do you blame your environment for what is going on in your life? This culpability could include your fate, your belief system, your life experiences, or your parents. Regardless of what has or will go on in your life, you always have a choice. It may not be easy, but choosing to love and be loving is your best option. You are in control of how you feel. The silhouette of a woman's face is a backdrop to various images and memories. You can decide how you remember the events in your life. If you wish, you can reframe your thoughts to find love in all situations. Yeah, I think it's like they just don't want you to stay in this kind of jaded energy for too long. I don't know. I feel like Spirit misses your loving energy. Spirit really misses your loving heart. And it's like they don't want you to change that fact. I feel like there's gonna be a respect for like having a standard and choosing a partner based on like your expectations, your standards, your needs, all of the good stuff. But they just don't want you to become like mean or cold, you know, like I feel like you're not normally a cold person. So it's just like you're responding, I think, to, like I said, environment, to you're responding to things that have happened maybe to you. And it's like, it's understandable, but Spirit, I just feel like Spirit doesn't like it. Spirit don't like it. They don't want to see that. They want to see you in this Empress energy. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, my dears. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the messages resonated with you. I'm seeing 222 on the timer. Till next time, sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye, y'all.